Hello, everyone, and welcome to Signing Day 2023 for Northwood University football. It's our first signing class, our new head coach, Dustin Beurer. And Dustin, how you feeling about this year's first class here at Northwood?
We're feeling pretty good. We were able to accomplish a lot. We went through essentially a one-year process in about 3 weeks' time. So it was a sprint for a marathon process, and we're really excited about the guys that we were able to land. I think the one thing that I'm fortunate to have is a group of tireless workers as a coaching staff. We try to leave no stone unturned during the process, and we're still not going to be done completely. There's still some things that we think we need to fill in the class, but for the most part, this is a heck of a start, getting 20 guys that we think are going to help propel us to success here in the future.
Was there anything in particular, any position group or anything in particular you're really trying to focus on with this group, or was it just overall talent?
I think you're always looking for, number one thing I always talk about is if a guy's a two-way player, like, is he a good football player? All right, if you have to make a decision like, man, what side of the ball do we put him on? That's a guy like we want in the program. And I think the next thing we want to look for is length. Coach Burton, with his experience in the GLIAC, is a big proponent of length and what length is going to be successful in the recruiting process or in the playing situations for guys. So those were two things. Obviously, speed. I think you got to be fast to be successful as a program. Definitely wanted to look for up front, improve both sides of the ball up front. Not that there's guys in our program right now that we're excited about and what their futures hold, but we know we needed to provide more depth and more capabilities to get better here quick in the future as well. Then we looked into just kind of sprinkling in at different position groups with brought in a great quarterback, and in my opinion, I think we trying to identify at the tight end spot, a couple defensive backs, a couple linebackers that I think are going to fit into our scheme really well and that we're going to be bringing. So overall, really excited about the group that we were able to put together here in a short amount of time.
And then, like you mentioned, and it's true at Division II, Division III, all you want. Recruiting never really stops for this level. Going forward, are there anything in particular? Just more of the same, or is there a particular group you're looking at?
Yeah, no, I think we're still going to be looking. We have a couple of players in the hopper that we're looking into and hopefully able to close on here at the tight end H-back spot, some outside linebacker stuff, and at wide receiver, and then also would like to get a couple extra, a couple guys up front, D-line, O-line wise, to kind of finish the class. So we're gonna keep working on that, and we won't stop till we're satisfied with it.
Well, we got 20 guys we're going to go over, so we'll start right at the top alphabetically. Lorenzo Alfred, he's from Macomb, Dakota, defensive back.
Yeah, Lorenzo Alfred transferred to Dakota from L'Anse Creuse North his senior year. Played both sides of the ball. Has unbelievable ball skills. Does a great job playing with great leverage when you watch him on tape. The other thing about Lorenzo, like I said, tough guy. Where do we put him? Coached by Greg Bauer over at Dakota. Great relationship with Coach Bauer, and his guys come out ready to play in college. They're prepared for a college environment. I've had great success with kids from Dakota before in the past. So we're really excited about Lorenzo and what he's going to bring, looking at him at a safety spot right now.
Next up, Case Booz, a wide receiver from Ohio.
Brother of a current player of ours on the roster, great student. I think the one thing that we love about Case is he can fly. He's an absolute speed demon. Case is going to probably line up in the slot for us initially. We get him physically more, thickened up. I think he's going to be a guy that would be a problem wherever you line him up. I think he's a guy that you can give the ball to on jet sweeps. Great student, like I said, out of Eastwood, Ohio, coached by Craig Rutherford. I think we're really, really fortunate to have Case in this class because he's an electric player.
Next up, defensive line, always a spot every team's looking for. Corday Clayton out of Detroit.
Very long defensive lineman, raw with incredible upside. I think he's a guy that can line up on the edge or bump down and play on a 4-eye or 3 technique side of things. Coached by Dion Godfrey out of Tempe. I think one thing we loved about Corday is, number one, he's an absolute gentleman off the field, but when he gets on the field, he's nasty, and that's the type of thing that we're looking for. And I think we're really excited about developing him over the next few years.
Linebacker from Sand Lake, Cameron Cooper.
Yeah, Cam Cooper, Greenville High School, came highly, highly recommended by his strength and conditioning coach, Coach Court, coached by Tom Halleck over there at Greenville. Tough kid, ran the ball, played some at linebacker. Also another guy that we're excited about. It's going to bring value into the program. Really solid student. When you get glowing remarks from their strength and conditioning coach, that's the type of guy you want in your program to propel you towards wins going forward.
Up front on the offensive line, Flynn Crystal from Davison.
Yeah, Flint Crystal, flew under the radar. Coach Burton did a heck of a job, plays at Davison for Coach Weingartz, who does a great job with the Davison program. But Flint Crystal, Coach Burton, unreal job of finding this kid, number one, okay? Kind of flew under the radar, in my opinion. A few years ago, probably wouldn't be playing in the Division II realm. Super long, 6'6" kid that plays left tackle right now. Really excited about his ability to bend and some of his flexibility, and I think he's just scratching the surface of what kind of a late bloomer in high school. Start out as a tight end. Every guy wants to be a tight end. They don't want to go to the bus stop playing O-line, and then had really excelled this year as a senior, and we're very fortunate to have him. He's got all the makings to be the blindside guy over the length of his career.
Then along the defensive line from Lima, Ohio, Carter Fay.
Carter Fay out of Shawnee. We found this guy, working our butts off online. Super twitchy for a defensive end. We're going to be able to pack some pounds on him. He's got a great frame to pack some pounds. Runs about 6'5", long wingspan, about 6'6", but he can run now. He can run. He's explosive out of his stance. We're really excited. I don't think he's even begun to scratch the potential of what he's capable of.
Offensive lineman from Lake Orion, Carlo Fortino.
Yeah, Carlo Fortino, coached by Coach Bell, whose daughter actually plays volleyball here as well. So He was able to, really be able to sell this. Coach Bell's also an Albion guy like myself, so I've had a great relationship with him for a long time. He approached us about Carlo. Carlo's got length, athletic ability, and I think we're just got to get some improvements in certain areas, but we're really excited about the size. We wanted to get bigger up front, longer up front, and Carlo provides that. Excellent student, elite student there from Lake Orion, comes from a really good program, well-ran program, so we know he'll be ready to take on the challenges of college.
A last name that Northwood fans will remember from the recent past, cousin of Joey Garbarino, Blake Garbarino from Macomb, Dakota.
Blake, crafty slot receiver. Love Blake. I love his attitude. Another solid student, another Dakota guy coached by Coach Beurer and the crew over there. And I think Blake's doing he's going to come in here, and I think within a couple years he's going to probably surprise us. You know what I mean? I think under-recruited due to his size, but runs great routes, very meticulous, has really good ball skills, and he's pretty quick in a short space. So a tough guy to bring down. So really excited about Blake.
Linebacker from Belleville, Raphael Gordon.
Yeah, Ralph Golden out of Belleville High School. DeJuan Rogers finished the season with them. The great thing about Ralph, he's played in 2 winning programs. Played for Jackson Lumen Christi his first 3 years, went to Belleville High School this year, won a state title, one of our 2 state champions that we recruited in this class. Kind of project him to play a little bit of a rush end, hybrid linebacker type position. Really excited about Ralph. Also a guy who has the ability, what side of the ball you put him on. Is he a tight end, H-back? Do you put him over on the other side of the ball? So that's like once I said, once again, that's a huge plus for us. But Ralph Golden, coached on defense this year by Bill Sheridan, one of the best defensive minds in America, in my opinion. Dropped down from the college level and worked at Belleville this year. Had nothing but great things to say about Ralph. I've had an opportunity to know Ralph for a couple years now in the recruiting process, and we're real fired up for the opportunity to have him in the program.
And then you mentioned the quarterback. This is your quarterback from Macomb, Dakota, Ethan Hamby.
Ethan Hamby, elite quarterback. If you see the improvement between him and between junior and senior year, it's unbelievable. One thing that we love about Ethan, he does throw a good ball. Obviously, with all these guys, we got to improve some technique type of things. But Ethan's a smart player. He's a competitor, and he's tough. He had thumb surgery in the middle of the season, came back to play as quick as he possibly could. They almost had to hold him back, in which a lot of guys who are trying to get scholarships going into college, that's a risky thing to do. That sold me on him. You need to have a quarterback that's tough. You need to have a quarterback that's a winner and is a competitor, and I think he hits all those, and he's also a great student, so that kind of parlays into how he's going to learn in our classroom setting as well.
And then Marlon Hagebook, a wide receiver from Sterling Heights.
Big Marlon out of Fraser. Marlon will do an unbelievable job blocking. Marlon's also one of those receivers that he's got deceptive quickness and speed. The one thing we really liked about him is he's a hard guy to bring down. He's going to get you the yak that you're looking for. So that was a selling point for us on Marlon, to be able to turn short gainers and be a tough guy to tackle. Great, unbelievable frame on him right now, measured really well. Great size, great strength for a 17, 18-year-old right now. So we're really excited about Marlon joining the program.
Then you got a linebacker out of East Lansing High School, Kanye Jackson.
Kanye Jackson, coached by the man Bill Faracco over in East Lansing. Kanye has done he played running back in high school, played linebacker in high school. Really fits into what we're trying to do defensively. He's a guy that had been on the board here for a little bit. When we took the job, was like, we got to keep this guy on the board. Has a great frame to him that he's going to be able to build upon. Solid student as well. We know he's coached well and coached hard at East Lansing High School. I've had great experience with East Lansing kids that are coached by and developed by Coach Faracco and his staff. So really excited about Kanye.
And then a defensive lineman from Cedar Springs, Josh Creekard.
Josh Creekard, man, I think another guy that we diamond in the rough, coached by Gus Kapolka over there. And if you know high school football, Gus's guys are going to play hard. They're going to be super tough guys out of Cedar Springs. We're really excited about this. And Josh plays with great leverage. He's quick off the ball. He's going to strike you. Had a great wingspan, measured excellent when he was here on his visit. Awesome, polite dude off the field, great student. And Josh is going to provide us what we're kind of looking for, that nastiness and toughness on the inside, coming from the program where he's been developed in.
And then from Jackson Lumen Christi, Joseph Lathers, linebacker.
Joe Lathers, to me, I have gotten so many comments about, wow, Joe Lathers, what a dude. And Joe Lathers was a quarterback in high school. It's kind of like, man, can he still do wildcat quarterback stuff? Should you put him at running back? I think one of his best positions is an outside linebacker type position. That's where we're looking at Joe right now. Winner, state champion, captain of a program. If you know, coached by Herb Brogan, who's a legend. He got 10 or 11 state championships now as a coach. Used to a winning program, winning championship environment, comes from a fairly large family which can breed some competitiveness in you. Watched this guy play basketball, watched him develop the last few years. Joe Lathers is got an opportunity to be a really special player here in this program.
And then you go up front for your offensive lineman down to Indiana, Ty Mead.
Coach Burton, another one that he uncovered down in Indiana. I think guys slept on him a little bit because of his height. Captain, won every award in the program, which is hard to do when you're like your team MVP, all those types of things. Ty Mead is that. He is that dude up front. We project him to be a center in our program for a long, long time. Plays with unbelievable balance, plays with a great physicality. You see him do things on film that a lot of young guys don't have, where they lunge and lean a little bit and can get off balance. Ty Mead's going to be that's a special gift for us.
Staying on the offensive line from Howell, Nolan Nelson.
Nolan Nelson, great student out of Howell, Michigan, from my guy Brian Lewis down there. Nolan Nelson is honestly a real physical football player. Has a brother playing Division I football at Western Michigan right now. I think we're excited about what's to come with. He is your prototypical guard guy. He moved to H-back a little bit for them this year. He kind of did whatever Coach Lewis asked of him, went back to the guard spot. Real physical. He's a mauler. Excited about what he can bring to us up front and that attitude and nastiness that Coach Burton would like in our guys up front here at Northwood.
We mentioned Lance Cruz a little bit here, but Mitchell Rivard's a wide receiver.
Yeah, Mitch Rivard out of Lance Cruz High School, 17 years old right now. So we see unbelievable potential in him. He's a young guy right now. He's got length that you want to see in receiver. He shows some burst, and he's not even physically as mature as some of these other guys signing in this class. I think he's got a bright future for us. He's got the frame that you can look for in a perimeter blocker. I think we want to develop a toughness at the perimeter, on the perimeter this year and throughout our program, and we believe Mitch Rivard's a type of guy that's going to be able to do that. So I think he's got incredible potential as well.
And no relation, an offensive lineman from right here in Midland, Nathan Rivard.
Can get a little confusing when you're getting texts from both of them at one time, but local guy, Nate Rivard, really good size, really good length, and I think anytime that you can get a guy with that kind of size and length, and we can get one of the best O-line coaches around in here to develop him and get him the potential to play in his career here, hopefully in the next couple years. But Nate Rivard has great length. I think if you see him from junior to senior year, showed growth, great size, great frame to put to put weight on, and we're really excited to see what he's able to do and flourish in a collegiate environment as well. coached by Coach Chris Holly here locally. And like I said, like we want to make an effort to be able to get into the schools here in the local area. So getting Nate Rivard, I think, was really important. We beat some other schools out on him here as it came down to the wire. And I think there was an unknown of, gosh, is he actually going to come? And then I get a text that, Coach, can you send me my NLI? I'm like, wait, is this you committing? So really excited about that.
And then a couple more, defensive back from Marshall, Jesse Saldana.
Yeah, I think Jesse, he got hurt this year a little bit, so we're excited what he can develop and through his time here, taking a chance on himself here. Great student, coached by one of my dear friends, Bill Dreyer, down at Marshall, former guy who Coach Dreyer coached for me at Albion College, coached with me. So I take his value, his opinion quite a lot, and he has nothing but great things to say about Jesse. I think Jesse's the type of guy you want in your program. I'm going to start him out at the defensive back position. Really excited to see what he's able to bring to the table.
And last but not least, tight end, Ryder Zajac.
Ryder Zajac, Division I basketball playing parents, both had great careers at Eastern Michigan University. I think the Ryder's a unique prospect, and I think he played tight end, missed a couple years of football. This was his first true full year. He had shoulder surgery earlier in his career, but he was always a hoop dreams type of guy. He was going to play basketball. That was it, and he had an incredible senior year. He's got a great frame on him out of Tecumseh, great student, coached by Coach Dustin, my guy down there in Tecumseh, back in my home area, Lenawee County. But Ryder Zajac's got an opportunity, I think, with the proper development. Coach Fish gets his hands on him. He's going to be a problem at the tight end position. Great pass catcher, has some of those innate traits from his basketball playing days and abilities that can find windows, get open in space, can get off the ground quick, and doesn't mind playing physical for a guy who, honestly, he doesn't even understand how good he's going to have the potential to be right now. So he really, him taking a chance, that tells me a lot about him and a career where he's really tried to just think basketball only, now coming in at football, and we're overall with the signing class here, we're really fortunate, man. We have 16 guys out of the 20 we were able to sign today, over a 3.0 GPA, 8 guys over a 3.5. We have 2 guys who won state titles, 14 guys that made the playoffs, multiple guys that won conference championships in their program. We're looking for, the best of the best as student athletes, because that's what it's all about when you play here. It's not just how good are you in football. We're getting you a world-class degree at a great institution. These guys fit the mold for us right now, and to add them to the 7 guys we brought in at the mid-year, which we'll talk about at a later date, it's given us a pretty good ability to move forward in the right direction, a positive direction, as we have a full year for recruiting.
Yeah, you mentioned we are going to talk about the transfers coming in later on, so that's good. But real quick, unrelated to recruiting, you've been here a little while. How have things been going for the program so far?
Awesome people in the athletic department. We got a great staff. I think guys that want to challenge each other. Anytime you can get into an environment where, number one, you enjoy coming to the environment every day. Coach Curtis does a great job of setting the table for the department. I think people do an awesome job of following suit and creating an awesome environment down here. In the football office, we get our last assistant coach into town tomorrow. Thank the world. So thank the Lord. But we're excited about finishing that up, getting him acclimated here real quick. Obviously, we've been working through text message with him, so now we'll be able to really move forward, complete this year's class. And what I love about this staff is, like, if you're not doing your part, you feel left out, and that's because I got a bunch of high achievers on the staff. Very fortunate that we were able to put the staff together that we have, guys that believe in each other, believe in the vision, and guys that I'm personally really excited about to see them get their hands on these kids and coach them.
Coach, great job. Great job. You got a lot of info there. You killed it today.
Hey, first one ever. I don't know what to say.
And we didn't even have to restart and stop the camera.
I think I blacked out. I don't know.
But it works.
Yeah.
Congrats on signing day, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Appreciate it, Travis. Go Wolves.